All right, I'm out of ideas for this thing. So this is a 2007 Yamaha R1. And here's the thing. When I got it, I knew it was going to have some issues and whatnot. And I said, that's fine. I'll work on it. I want to work on a bike and it'll be fun and all that good stuff. Spoiler alert, it has been somewhat fun, but not really. So anyway, I knew one of the things you need to check on an R1, an '07 and below, I believe, you need to replace the stator and the flywheel because of like magnets and they can explode in there and all that stuff. So I did that. And it was running when I got it, but it would just randomly like die. So if I shut it off, it wouldn't start back up again, or if I stalled, it just wouldn't start up again. So that was the first thing that I did. And when it kept happening, I said, okay, let me replace the battery. So I went ahead and did that. And then it just wouldn't start like at all. So I replaced the starter and it was working just fine. And it ran for a couple of months with no real issues. But then it started to where it just wouldn't really, it would crank or would turn over, but it just wouldn't like crank, I guess. It just wouldn't start fully. So I went ahead and I replaced all the fuses because I found out it was just like a simple 30-watt fuse. And I did that. And then it started again where it started running like real rough and a little shaky. So I said, okay, I haven't done the spark plugs and it might be the fuel pump. So I replaced the fuel pump. I got a new gas tank because the other one had like a little hole right there. And I went ahead and then the spark plugs and the coils, right? And it still just wouldn't, it would start trying to start again, but it just wouldn't do anything. So I replaced the solenoid. I did that yesterday. I replaced this relay, and that was like 2 weeks ago. Don't know what's going on. It'll try and start, but it just won't turn on. It almost turns on a couple of times, but then that's it. So short of literally like, getting another rectifier, another starter, and just going back through again another stator, and I don't know what to do at this point. I am at a loss for words here. I've spent so much money and time on this thing. I have no idea what to do at this point. I've checked the R1 forums, and everybody pretty much says the same thing. And aside from getting another ECU, which is almost $300, which I don't know at that point if I want to take that. That's another expense on it, and that's a pretty pricey one for all the stuff that I've done on it. And essentially doing a compression test, I don't have any of the tools for that. I don't know what to do here. So I mentioned about getting rid of it in a message, local like motorcycle group, and people were like, "Oh my God, I'll buy. How much?" But I don't know. I really do love this bike. I love the sound. I love the feeling of it. It's awesome. But man, it just won't fucking stay running. So I don't know what to do. Anybody have any ideas? I don't want to spend $300 and it still not work. I've already spent like $1,000 on this thing just in parts. No labor. I've done everything myself, and it's worked. After everything that I've done, it's worked. That's why I said, okay, fuel pump and spark plugs, it'll fire right up. That's probably the issue. Nothing. So I don't know. Somebody got any ideas? Somebody help me out here. Jeez.